today we got our Proud Rhino lift kit from Lucky 8. So I've got a couple hours for work, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw these lift rods on and go ahead and put the new tires on. I'm not driving the truck right now, just sheerly because I'm waiting for the new map sensor to get in and the gap tool. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna go park it over by the shed where I normally work on the disco, and we're going to put these rods on real quick. So the Proud Rhino lift does offer a 2.5-inch lift kit for the Range Rover, the full-size Range Rover. So they're just the lift rods. I do know the pros and cons of lift rods. I had them on my Sport already, and I do have the gap tool in order, so that's coming in next week. So between the gap tool and the rods, I'll be able to play around with the lift that I want. But I'm gonna do a couple shots really quick of what the truck looks like pre-lift, now that it's kind of on some flat ground. Pre-lift and pre-tires, because I'm going to do each wheel at a time, and as I do each wheel I'm going to put the lift rod in on that side since I got to take off anyway. So this is what we're looking like right now. So the current wheels that are on there are the 19-inch Range Rover wheels. I'm not sure what size tires they are. I think they're the factory size, like 255, 35 or something crazy small like that. But very small wheel, very small tire. They look good factory. I actually really like the rims that are on it, but the 19-inch rim size just doesn't work. We're going with 20s because 20s have a much better tire option. I know they don't provide as much sidewall as an 18, but there's a lot of stuff you got to do to fit 18s on one of these late model L322s. So we're gonna just run with 20s. They look nice, and I've got that thing over there. Nope, and I've got that thing over there for the real off-roading, so I'm not too worried about it. But let's go ahead and get to work. I'm gonna show you guys the rims and tires that I got really quick, actually, before we do that. I picked these up off of Facebook Marketplace for $1,000, and they're brand spanking new tires, just mounted on, and the rims are off of a brand new Defender, and the rims have about 10,000 miles on them. But the owner of the rims had them powder coated, the black, like glossy charcoal black, gray, and then had them reshined and stuff. So they're freshly powder coated, brand new Defender rims with brand new tires. They are street tires, so they don't have a lot of off-road prowess. But the plan with this is mostly on-road and highway miles with the occasional nitty-gritty off-road stuff. But I do plan on doing a lot of camping. But with that camping comes a lot more traveling. So that's why I wanted this over the Discovery for traveling and camping, because honestly, traveling in the Discovery, it's worth it, like if I'm going to Uwharrie. But for like a trip, I don't know, say like, I don't know, we're going up to the Smoky Mountains or something like that. We're going to go do like a minor off-road trail, say Parson Branch. That's a 2.5-hour drive, 3-hour drive for us here. In that, it's a 6-hour drive. And in this, it would be a 2.5 to 3-hour drive. And the reason being is just it's slow, going up hills. It's, you know, one of those things that gets uncomfortable and you want to take lots of breaks. It's also hot in the summer. It doesn't have AC. This thing, AC right off the bat. So with some highway tires, even though it's not the best off-road, most of that trip is still spent on-road. So it makes sense. If you look at the overlanding aspect, I'm not doing anything crazy with this truck yet. Eventually it will get off-road tires, but it's justifiable. So let's go ahead and put these on. First wheel's off. Let's go ahead and put the lift rod on. All right, so the one on the right is the old lift rod and the one on the left is the new lift rod. I'm gonna show you where the location is for these because it took me a second to find them. So it's actually tucked up behind this flap here. You can see the little like nipple right there. And then it mounts up into the lift rod up here, right there. All right, so the new lift rod is in. Simple as just push it in. Got that flap back down. And now we're just gonna pop in our new zip tie here, which was what was holding the plastics together. Now we're down on the ground with it. That's what it's gonna be looking like with the lift sitting on there. Oh, dang, that looks good. Wheel number 2 is off. Go ahead and get to that lift rod. This side is missing the whole plastic cover, so you actually see a lot better over here. But that's where our lift rod is. So we're gonna go ahead and remove that. Just pop it off on each end, hit it with a little WD-40. or soapy water and just slide the new one on. 2.5 inch lift, boom. That tire just fills out the fenders so much better. It's gonna ride so nice. All right, move on to the back wheels now. That's how we're looking on the rear. It's a little tucked in there on the left side, but it's still got plenty of room. I think it'll be all right. All right, so for removing the lift rod, I spray a little WD-40. Sorry if the blur is gonna be a little funky. And then you're just gonna take the rod. Just be really careful with the lift sensor not to break it. And you can get like a tool or something on there. Oh, pop it out. All you're gonna do is just dislocate that. Focus on the bottom. Dislocate the bottom one. Not too worried about these lift rods because they break. And now put the new one on. Go to that bottom first. Just pop that on, and then go up to the top, and boom, 2.5 inch lift, done. Well, would you look at that? Man, that looks so much better. So all new wheels and tires on all 4 corners. I know the whole thing needs a bath with the 2.5 inch lift. If you're wondering if brand new Defender wheels will fit on a early model Range Rover, yes they will if you put a lift on. Without the lift, they will rub. Slightly, not terribly. But dang, that looks so good. I'll close up the tailgate in a sec. I got one more thing to do. I'm gonna show you guys. So I hate these things, first off, but one's missing anyways. And I did this on the Sport too, and it kind of gives it like a little bit better ground clearance look. So that little like mud flap wind deflector thing is missing on the left side. That would be driver's side. So I'm gonna pull it off the passenger side as well, and that'll clean up the look a little bit, and then that'll be it for today. Video's the most helpful. Thank you. All right, you ready? So if you ever want to remove these, there's just 2 screws, one here and one there. Then you just rip it off. Super easy. I'll show you what it looks like after you pull them both off. And boom, gone. One other thing I'm doing for off-road prowess is I'm removing this cover plate. This covers up your toe point on the front bumper. And I did this on the Range Rover Sport too. But we're just gonna, you unscrew these tabs just like a half turn. There's 4 of them, and then you kind of pull them out like so, and then slide this out, and then now you got your front recovery point. You don't want to be looking for this when you need it, so I go ahead and just remove those and just be done with them, and then call it a day. Now I know that doesn't provide the cleanest front end look, but with the lift and that front mud flap done, it definitely looks a heck of a lot better. So I'm gonna back this thing into the sun over into the yard over there, so you guys can get a good look and get a couple pictures of how it looks. But dang, that thing looks sweet. All right, it's kind of ridiculous. This is in off-road height. That lift makes a huge difference. Holy cow. So that's off-road height. This is coming down to regular ride height. So we're definitely gonna get some rub on that front driver's side tire. And it's just the very corner, that full lock. It'll fly. I could trim it up and pull the plastic off or something. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But dang, she's looking good. So like I said, this is normal ride height now with the 2.5 inch lift. 32 inch tires. 20 inch rims. Yes, it most certainly does need a bath right now. That pollen is atrocious, but we'll get to that later this week. I got stuff on my face. So that is it for today. We're going to pick back up later this week when we get some stuff done, or get some stuff in the mail. And yeah, that's about it. So, ooh, I like this higher ride height. That's nice.